Hello students, today we are going to see poem 1.3 Have You Ever Seen? This poem is written by Anonymous. Anonymous means unknown poet. When poet's name is not available in record, that is called anonymous. First we are going to see pre-reading activities means warming up activities. Homograph. Homographs are words that have the same spelling but differ in meaning. When used in different contexts, it means spellings are same but meanings are different. Here are given some examples of homographs. 1. A temple fair attracts a lot of crowd. Second one, her performance in the test was fair. Word fair is used in two sentences, but it has different meaning in two sentences. In first example, there is the meaning temple fair. In second example, the meaning of fair is nice. It means word fair has same spelling but difference in meaning as per the sentence. Second example is given here. A rose is the king of flowers. Second, the sun rose with a golden glow. Here word rose is used in two sentences separately. Here spelling is same but meanings are different in two sentences. First sentence, a rose is one kind of flower. And in second example, rose, R-O-S-E, rose, it is a past form of word rise. It means meanings are different but spellings are same. Think of 5 homographs and list them below. Then write 2 sentences of your own to bring out the difference in meanings. First word, close. Word close has 2 meanings. First meaning, shut. Second meaning, near. Examples, shut. Did you close the windows before leaving the house? Second, near. Sentence, the post office is close to the bank. Second word, bat. Bat has 2 meanings. First meaning, cricket. Second, an animal. Examples, cricket. Tom has a strange way of holding his cricket bat. Second example, an animal. We often see bats in our garden in the late night. Third is here, fly. Fly has 2 meanings. First meaning, move through the air. Second meaning, an insect. Now examples, move through the air. Example, I love to watch the birds fly in the open sky. Second example, an insect. I hated the experience when I found a fly in my soup. Next word, left. Word left has 2 meanings. First meaning, direction. Second meaning, past tense of leave. Examples are here. Direction. When you reach the end of the road, turn left. Second meaning, past tense of leave. Example, she left the office at 5 p.m. Fifth word is fan. Fan has 2 meanings. One meaning, first meaning, an admirer. Second meaning, a cooling device. Examples are, first example, an admirer. I am a huge fan of Hollywood films. Second one, a cooling device. The example is, can you switch off the fan, please? Here we have seen 5 examples of homographs. You have to write another 5 examples by own in your notebook. Here is given activity number 2. It is related to pun. Pun, it is a one kind of figure of speech. What is pun? When words with the same spelling or pronunciation are used in such a way that they convey more than one meaning is called pun. Pun means one word has different meanings. A pun is a play upon words. Here are given 2 examples of pun. Now let's see some other examples of pun. First one, when his wife died, he cried for a second. Second one, living life depends on the liver. Word liver has two meanings. Third one, you cannot buy a cap for your knee. Fourth one, don't cross the bridge of your nose. Activity number 3. In poetry, when a question is asked, not to get an answer but to emphasize a point or fact, it is an example of interrogation. For example, first one, when can their glory fade? Second one, isn't it time for the autumn's glow? These are rhetorical questions. Rhetorical questions means poet doesn't expect to get the answer of questions. Poet uses such kind of questions to give the poetic effect to the poem. Here are given some examples of interrogation. 1. Can I see someone's sorrow and not be in sorrow too? Second one. Can I see another's grief and not seek for kind relief? Next example. What immortal hand or eye could frame thy fearful symmetry? Next one. Can wisdom be put in a silver rod? Last one. He has passed us by, but is it relief that starts in my breast? Now I would like to read poem loudly. Students must listen it very carefully. Have you ever seen? Have you ever seen a seat on a riverbed or a single hair from a hammer's head? Has the foot of a mountain any toes? And is there a pair of garden hose? Does the needle ever wink its eye? Why doesn't the wing of a building fly? Can you tickle the ribs of a parasol or open the trunk of a tree at all? Are the teeth of a rake ever going to bite? Have the hands of a clock any left or right? Can the garden plot be deep and dark? And what is the sound of the birch bark? This poem is written by anonymous, means unknown poet. When poet's name is not available in record, it is called anonymous. Now we are going to see some new words, those are used in this poem. First word, hose, a flexible tube or a pair of stockings of tights. Second, plot. Plot means a piece of land or an evil or wicked plan. Second word, parasol. Parasol means umbrella. Next one, ribs. Ribs means long curved bones forming the rib cage, or the ribs support the canopy of the umbrella. Next word, birch. Birch means a type of tree. Next word, wink. Wink means closing and opening of one eye as a gesture of joke or indication of a secret. Next word, tickle. Tickle means light touch to a part of the body which causes laughter. Next word, rake. Rake means an agricultural implement with teeth for gathering cut grass and hay, or for smoothing the surface of the ground. Have you ever seen? Actually, it is not the title, it is the beginning of the first line of the poem. Central idea of the poem is the poet makes use of homographic puns in the poem to create humor or comedy with a play on the words. A clever use of words has been used to create humor and poke fun at the absurd uses in the English language. It is a very humorous and hilarious poem. Throughout the poem, poet uses pun to create humor. It is a wordplay. When we see towards poem, we realized that rhetorical questions are asked by the poet throughout the poem. Poet uses rhetorical questions to give the poetic effect or more poetic effect to the poem. The poem has been written in rhyming couplets, and so the rhyme scheme of the poem is AABB. Let's see first stanza. Have you ever seen a seat on a river bed or a single hair from a hammer's head? Has the foot of mountain any toes? And is there a pair of garden hose? In the first stanza, poet talks about a seat for a river bed and hair for a hammer's head. These words are puns, as a seat here means a bed seat, but the river bed means the bottom of the river and has no relation to a bed. The top of the hammer is called the hammer's head, and the poet alternatively talks about the human head and refers to hammer's head as hairless. Next, the foot of the mountain means the base of mountain and has no relation to the human foot and hence doesn't have toes like the human foot does. The poet further refers to a garden hose, which is flexible tube used to water plants that he compares to its homograph hose, which means a pair of stockings. The two body parts are mentioned in the first stanza, that are foot and head. Poet is used pun in entire poem. It means in each and every line there is a pun figure of speech. What is pun? Pun means one word has different meanings. Here first line, have you ever seen a seat on a river bed? It is interrogation because it is a rhetorical question. Poet uses such kind of questions to give the poetic effect and it does not expect the answer. So such kind of questions are called rhetorical questions. Poet is used rhetorical questions in the entire poem along with the pun. Second line is also alliteration because initial sound h is repeated. In third line there is also used pun because word foot has two meanings. Rhyming words from the first stanza are bed, head, toes, hose. Rhyme scheme AABB. Second stanza. Does the needle ever wink its eye? Why doesn't the wing of a building fly? Can you tickle the ribs of a parasol or open the trunk of a tree at all? In the second stanza, the poet refers to the needle's eye and wonders if it winks like a human eye. The wings of buildings are being compared to the wings of birds. Here he is assuming that just like the wings of birds help them to fly, the wings of buildings should also help them to fly. The ribs of an umbrella are homographically spoken about as if they are the ribs of a human body, which we can tickle. Then the poet talks about the trunk of a tree, and the object trunk means a large wooden box for storing clothes. It means here trunk has two meanings and is asking whether the tree trunk will open like a trunk. First line from second stanza, does the needle ever wink its eye? It is personification because to wink is a human quality but it has given to needle. Next line, why doesn't the wing of a building fly? It is alliteration because initial sound W is repeated as well as it is interrogation and pun. In this stanza also, poet asked us different questions to create fun or humor. The tone of the poem is light-hearted and funny, so poet used such kind of homographs to make or to create the humor in the poem. Here poet says us, a building cannot fly in spite of having wings. Rhyming words from the second stanza are I, fly, parasol, all. Rhyme scheme AABB. Let's see third stanza. Are the teeth of a rake ever going to bite? Have the hands of a clock any left or right? Can the garden plot be deep and dark? And what is the sound of the birch bark? In the last stanza, poet has made a reference to the teeth of a rake, which he compares to human teeth. And he questions whether they can bite like a human teeth do. He wonders whether the hands of clock are right or left like human hands. He asks if the garden's plot can be deep and dark like a story's plot. The word plot has two meanings. Finally, he questions whether the bark of a birch tree can make a sound like a bark of a dog. Word bark has two meanings, sound of dog and the trunk of tree. Are the teeth of a rake ever going to bite? It is a personification because the rake is given the human quality of biting like humans. Have the hands of a clock any left or right? It is antithesis because two opposite words left and right are used in the same line or in the same sentence. So it is the example of antithesis. Last line. What is the sound of the birch bark? It is onomatopoeia because word bark indicates the sound. So it is the example of onomatopoeia. Rhyming words from third stanza are bite, right, dark, bark. Rhyme scheme of the third stanza AABB. We have seen this poem is light-hearted. It has a fresh humor. This poem brings funny images to our minds and poke fun at the difference of meanings of the same word in English language. Thus, the poet makes use of amusing puns to bring about the dual meanings of a certain words. In this way, we have seen this poem today. Students, let's see now rhyming words from the poem. Rhyming words are bed, head, toes, hose, eye, fly, parasol, at all, bite, right, dark, bark. Rhyme scheme of the poem. As we know that this poem has been written in rhyming couplet, so rhyme scheme of the poem is AABB. Now we are going to see some figures of speech from the poem. Or a single hair from a hammer's head, alliteration, because the sound of h is repeated, used for poetic effect, or initial sound h is repeated. Does the needle ever wink its eye? Personification. The needle is given the human quality of winking in the sentence. Next one. Are the teeth of a rake ever going to bite? It is personification. The rake is given the human quality of biting like humans. Next one. Have the hands of a clock any left or right? Antithesis. The two opposite words left and right are used in the same sentence. Next one. And what is the sound of a birch bark? It is onomatopoeia because the word bark indicates the sound. Some examples of interrogation from the poem. 1. Have you ever seen a seat on a riverbed? 2. Why doesn't the wing of a building fly? 3. Are the teeth of a rake ever going to bite? Actually, whole poem is full of interrogations, but here are given 3 examples. Examples of pun. Whole poem is pun, each and every line is pun, but here are given 3 examples. Why doesn't the wing of building fly? Wing has 2 meanings. Second, can you tickle the ribs of a parasol? Ribs has 2 meanings. Can the garden plot be deep and dark? Here, word plot has also 2 meanings. So these are examples of pun. Students, textbook reading is very important. Without textbook reading, you cannot understand anything. So you have to read this poem very carefully once, twice, and try to understand. Rhyming words, rhyme scheme, and figures of speech are given here. So you have to write them in your notebook.